Could you live without money? It's a question that strikes at the heart of modern life, echoing through the rush of city streets and the soft hush of distant villages. Imagine a world without subscriptions, without salaries, without the daily dance of shopping carts and checkout lines. Imagine waking up to something different, a world where the value of a person is not measured in wealth or possessions, but in the skills they share, the hands they offer, the community they build. In the heart of Ethiopia, there is a place that lives this question every day, Awra Amba. For decades, it has stood apart, a small village quietly challenging the world's most deeply held convictions about work, wealth, and what it means to live well. For some, Awra Amba is a utopia, a testament to the power of cooperation and the possibility of a society without money. But what if it's not a utopia? What if it's a warning, a glimpse into what we have lost, chasing what we thought we needed? Across the world, luxury brands glitter behind polished glass, their logos promising happiness and status. Just beyond, tents cluster under overpasses, patched with hope and hardship, sheltering those left behind by the relentless pursuit of more. In corporate towers, men in crisp suits carry briefcases and vacant stares, their lives measured in deadlines and dividends, their days slipping away with the relentless tick of the clock. Time speeds forward, a blur of transactions and ambitions, until for a moment the scene slows. The fast-ticking clock gives way to a peaceful sunrise in Awra Amba, where life moves to a different rhythm. Here in this village, there are no shopping malls, no bank accounts, no daily race for the next paycheck. Instead, there is the slow, patient work of planting together, the laughter of shared meals prepared by many hands, the quiet pride in a well-built home. People teach each other, care for each other, and solve problems together. There is no money exchanged, no invisible lines dividing those who have from those who have not. Instead, there is trust, accountability, and a sense of belonging that runs deeper than any currency. But could you live this way? Could you close your wallet, turn away from the distractions of consumption, and open yourself to a life woven from the threads of mutual reliance? For many, the thought is unsettling, almost unimaginable. Money is the air we breathe, the oil that keeps the engines of society turning. Without it, what would we have? How would we measure success, or security, or worth? Perhaps not forever, perhaps not for everyone. But maybe, just maybe, it's where we begin healing. Because in chasing more wealth, more status, more things, we have lost something essential. We have lost the comfort of knowing our neighbors, the satisfaction of working side by side, the joy of giving and receiving without keeping score. We have lost the old wisdom that people, not possessions, are the true measure of a good life. Awra Amba is not perfect. Its people face challenges, just as we all do. They disagree, they struggle, they adapt and change. But in a world where the volume of financial noise grows louder each day, this village whispers a quiet truth. When we let go of money, we remember each other. When transactions give way to relationships, competition to cooperation, we rediscover the power of community, a power older than any coin or contract. So what will you choose to remember? Will you remember the promises of luxury brands, the shimmering images of happiness for sale? Will you remember the empty eyes behind boardroom windows, or the silent suffering of those cast aside by an unforgiving economy? Or will you remember something deeper, the feeling of turning away from the noise, closing your wallet, and joining hands in the work of building something together? This is not a call to abandon everything, to reject the world as it is. It is an invitation to reflect, to glimpse, even for a moment, the possibility of another way. To ask whether the relentless pursuit of more has given us what we truly need, or only left us yearning for what we have left behind. Once, community was the oldest currency. Long before markets and money, people survived by caring for one another, sharing skills and resources, trusting in the bonds of kinship and friendship. Every meal was a shared accomplishment, every home a testament to collective effort. Over time, money promised to make life easier, to free us from dependence and debt. And in some ways it did. But as we built an economy of individuals, we chipped away at the foundation of togetherness. We forgot how to rely on each other. We forgot how to belong. Awra Amba stands as a living memory of that ancient wisdom and a gentle warning about what we risk when we forget. In the fields where villagers plant side by side, in the kitchens where meals are cooked for all, there is a quiet rebellion against the idea that value can only be counted in coins. There is a reminder that dignity comes not from what we own, but from what we share. It is easy to dismiss such a place as naive or impractical. The modern world is complex, and the challenges we face, poverty, inequality, insecurity, are vast. Money, for all its problems, has enabled extraordinary growth and innovation. But perhaps the lesson is not to reject money outright, but to remember what it cannot buy: trust, respect, a sense of purpose, a place to belong. In a world of abundance, why do so many feel empty? Why, with all our wealth and technology, do we struggle to find meaning and connection? The answer may lie in the quiet spaces between transactions, in the moments when we give freely, when we help without expecting reward, when we choose to see each other not as competitors, but as fellow travelers on a shared journey. Could you live without money for a day, a week, a season? Could you trade your time, your knowledge, your kindness for the gifts of others? What would you discover about yourself, about your neighbors, about what truly matters? Maybe you would find that the fears we carry, that without money we would have nothing, are only half true. For in letting go, we make space for something else, for gratitude, for generosity, for the quiet joy of enough. Awra Amba is not a paradise. Its people are not saints. They argue, they fail, they try again. But in their daily acts of cooperation, they offer a vision of what is possible, a vision not of perfection, but of possibility. They remind us that healing begins not with grand gestures or sweeping reforms, but with simple choices: to help, to trust, to belong. As the sun sets over the village, casting golden light across the fields, the world outside rushes on, faster, louder, ever more demanding. But beneath the surface, something shifts. For every person who pauses, who wonders, who remembers, a seed is planted, a seed of hope, of courage, of community. You do not have to move to a village in Ethiopia to reclaim what has been lost. You can begin where you are, by reaching out, by listening, by sharing what you have, by asking for help when you need it. You can close your wallet for a moment and open your heart to the possibilities of connection. What if Awra Amba isn't a utopia, but a warning? A reminder that the things we chase may never satisfy the deeper hunger for meaning, for belonging, for love. A call to remember that, in the end, we are not alone. That the oldest currency is not gold or silver, but the gift of community. So as the world turns, as the clock ticks on, ask yourself, what will you choose to remember? Will you remember the noise, the rush, the endless striving for more? Or will you remember the quiet strength of people working together, the warmth of a shared meal, the beauty of a life measured not in money, but in moments of togetherness? Community is the oldest currency. What will you spend it on? Subscribe. Animation, Money Talks Daily.